Before we dive into today's exciting interview, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Books to Life Marketing, the team making it all possible. They specialize in helping authors bring their stories to life through expert publishing, marketing, and media exposure. They're behind some of the most inspiring author journeys we've seen. If you're an author looking to elevate your book, Books to Life Marketing is the partner you want in your corner. And our guest today is Connie Suarez Nistal. She is the author of Under New York Skies. Connie, thanks for stopping by. What a perfect timing, right? To talk about New York City right
Yes,
today, right?
yes, thank you.
And regardless of what your political stance is, I love New York. And I'm really intrigued to learn more about you. Connie, how did you become an author? Tell me how that happened.
Well, making the story short, it all began in my teenage years. I did always love writing ever since I learned to join letters to make words. But it all really began in my teenage years when I got my first Barbie, strange as it may sound, a Barbie doll. And she inspired me something real. I say, hey, I can make characters out of her. Of course, I needed more Barbies, but with one would be enough.
That's so cute. So
I
you
had
said,
to.
so you,
And I started creating characters.
yeah,
And the following year, I got one of these Action Jackson, the guys with the military dolls,
yes,
similar to her. Just like a Ken, but it's much better. And it was a little shorter than her. But anyway, I said, okay, he can be a boyfriend or a general or something. And I created another character. And I wanted to make them live. I wanted to give them life, make stories about them. And the only thing I could think of was, okay, taking pictures. I didn't even have a camera, so I didn't know how to do it. And put dialogues and make like a sort of a comic. I wanted to make them look real. And okay, I couldn't do it. So it just, my dream faded and eventually got forgotten, was frustrated. And then a few years before the pandemic, just in 2017 or so, I started a small Barbie collection, my own Barbie collection. And I started, that came again, the inspiration to create characters. And I started like that. And on the internet, I discovered these action soldiers too. And I bought a few of them. And I started connecting, creating characters. And I gave them, I wanted to give them life. Here we start again after so many years. And I discovered my love for creating characters again. I invented new ones. I gave them names, professions, places of birth, nationalities, even parents, and with it, full background stories, where they came from, what happened, how they got here, and how they became whatever. And I got hooked. So I kept buying more Barbies and action figures and creating more characters. And finally, I just even Kens don't like them very much because they don't look very manly. But anyway, and I started creating the small stories, background stories. And after the pandemic, I was unemployed. So here I go, and I start creating those stories, making them longer. And suddenly I made like a whole story. And my brothers told me, and why don't you just a suggestion? Hey, you can publish them. I thought, okay, the light bulb just went on. And that's what I did. So my first real novel, we could say, it's love novels. Usually that's what they inspire me. And it was in 2021 with the title Gabriela. I first write them in Spanish. I publish them in Spanish, self-publish, really.
right.
And then I do them in English or vice versa, the other way around. Doesn't matter. I start a story and then I do it in the other language. I'm bilingual, so no problem. And that's how everything started. And I enjoy writing, but I never imagined I could discover my true passion through it. I really enjoy writing stories. I feel it with them. I live it with my characters.
Right.
And I discovered that my passion.
You definitely discover your passion and you figured it out through that character development and things like
Yes.
that. How many books have you written?
With New York Skies, 6, both
Six
in English and
books,
Spanish. Yes, both in
English
English.
and Spanish. That's really smart to do the
It's about
bilingual.
10, 11.
That's more work, right? To write it in two languages.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it's quite handy. It's quite handy. Yes.
No, I think it's very important, especially the amount of Latinos and Latinas in the United States and worldwide.
Yeah,
That's a very smart idea to write it
those
in
two
Spanish.
languages are important.
Yes,
Yes.
so huge in our global society. So why did you decide to write this book?
Well, this one is one of the many that inspired me. They actually, the characters themselves tell me what story they are living. So, Under New York Skies is like a contemporary romance. It's a fiction novel, as usual, all fiction mine. And it's about a police officer and a tour guide whose lives collide by chance, something, out of a ridiculous incident. And that's how they start. They start, something inside them just click, and they grow a connection neither of them sees coming. And well, New York is actually my favorite city. Never been there, but I'm willing to go one day. No, I don't know when, but that's my, I would say, my good luck city. I've always wanted to go.
So you've never
And
been in New York.
no, no, unfortunately, no. If I go, I wouldn't come back. I can tell you that.
So where
I
are you?
wish.
Where do you live?
In Spain, in the
Oh,
north of Spain.
you live in Spain. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. But you want to get to New York.
Ooh, that would be lovely. Yes. I just, check in internet because I really
Well,
don't know
you
what.
speak very good English. So, what a opportunity. So you have you grown up in Spain your whole life?
No, I grew up in South Africa. We were
Oh,
immigrants in South Africa. That's why my studies, well, my schooling is all British English, all in British English. So I didn't even study Spanish. Just at home, we spoke Spanish.
the British English is the tougher English than American English, that's for sure, right?
I've got a mixture, I think now. I read so many novels, I see so many movies, so I've got a mix. I really don't know if it's British, American, or a mix of both.
So I remember my experience in Spain is I did go to Madrid and Barcelona when I was really young. Also, some other experience in Spain, I did a world radio challenge that I was with these guys in Spain that were trying to stay up for like 90 hours. And I would get up early in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning to get on because it was their morning in Spain. And I would go on live when they were still broadcasting live. And it was so much, they forgot to speak English at the end of it, where they were so tired. It was
Yeah,
kind of
Spain,
crazy. Yeah.
Spanish is not, I mean, people in Spain don't really speak a lot of English, or they speak, more like Indian style.
Yeah.
Now they are beginning to be more people that
Yeah.
learn
They're
better
really
English.
not into pop culture that much.
No,
And I
no,
think that's changing, isn't it?
yeah, a little, yeah,
Just a
slowly, but
little?
slowly, but they're getting there.
Interesting. So you're seeing it slowly happening.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
taught English actually. I was an English teacher.
Oh, that's perfect to write books. An English teacher. So New York inspired you as New York City. So tell
Mhm.
us more about your characters, how you develop your characters, and the storyline for this book.
I, as I said, they tell me the story practically. They're different stories. So as I create a character, and the background story starts, and I end up. It's automatic. It's like a game. I start it, and on the go, just comes. Sometimes I have a clear story, more or less, but between lines, I always have to pop things in because it's like they talking to me.
So
But the
tell
actual,
me, yeah. So tell me about the book without giving it away.
as I said, they just happen a silly little accident, and they start connecting. This cop and a tourist guide, which she ends up being something else, but it all connects, and they start like falling in love when they see themselves or each other, they see far away from the across the street, and they start connecting. And there are funny moments too because of the Scott's companion and trainer back when he was a rookie. So it's a kind of funny moments. There are also tense moments. I like to make actions too, not just love. It's a love story, but I like to introduce with action, danger, suspense, and on edge moments. There are a few here on edge moments, and that put their courage and their hearts to the test.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me some of the characters' names in your story.
Okay, his name is Jim. The cop's name is Jim O'Hara. And the girl is Lori Kiloa. She's actually Hawaiian.
Oh, cool.
I like to make different. I like to introduce different cultures too and different nationalities. Okay, these are American both, but from different cultures.
That's really cool. I like it a lot. And why police? Do you have a specific liking of
Yeah,
thinking about New York? Like what movies really inspired you to write this book from New York that were based in New York?
probably. Well, I've got police, I've got FBI's, I've got the military, I've got all types of.
So what
Usually
inspired
action.
you in the story to have that story? There has to be certain movies you watched.
Yeah, well, I watch, let's see, police movies, serials, and things like that. I've always liked action movies and action series,
That's
usually.
cool.
FBI, police, but there must be action, otherwise it's like very boring.
You're like
And they
no thank
inspire me.
you're like no thank you. If it's boring, you're like, no, I can't do this. This is not happening.
Yeah, that's right. And love, sometimes just love, it's a bit boring. So I say, okay, there must be action, there must be these on edge moments so that people can, bite their nails or something.
So tell me about the love part of it, right? Talk about romance novels. Is this have you are the other books you've written, are they romance novels?
All of them have, well, action, romance, and a little of everything. And I've never read a romantic novel in my life. But these people, these mini people, just inspire me. Love.
Who speak to
It's
you?
kind of strange. Yeah, they speak to me and they fall in love. They connect with one another. They're actually all, some of them are family, others are couples. Just they're all one in living in New York from different places, but they all end up in New York. And you can find some characters from other books in one book or in 2 or 3 books. Like here, this cop, this Jim, is in other 2 books too. So
All
just
right.
superficially, but he's still there. And there's an FBI agent, Adam, also always inside almost all the novels.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the writing process for you. The characters are created from the voices in your head, it sounds like. But
Yes.
how does the process begin of how you write a book?
Well, I start with a character and then I just, try to connect, invent a story, and they actually help me with it. Plus all the series and films that really, inspire me too. And I try to make something different. They help me with the inspiration, but I try to do different stories. And they just come automatically. It's like a game. I let them flow. Sometimes I do put the main points, what I want to write about, and the moments of, action and things like that. But then on the go, things pop up. But yeah, I do have we could say like a diary of what I want to put. But it's different stories, but they all come like automatic. It's strange, but for me, it's like a game. And I enjoy creating characters, and each character have a background. From that background, the rest of the story just pops up.
How long does it take you to write a book?
I can write it in like a month, but okay, then I perfected the writing, just writing. If I write every day, not every day, but I do write a lot. It depends. When I'm inspired with an idea, I write till the idea is accomplished or almost. And then from there, I start perfecting the novel. I read it, I put things here, take things off, put them until they make sense. And then sometimes they're too short. I say, I've got to make them a little longer. And so I try to think, what can I do? Sometimes it is difficult, and I just abandon, we could say, the novel a little. But yeah, I soon pick up. I only had one problem, and it was this one, Under New York Skies. I had it for a year that I didn't know what to write. I said, well, I don't feel any inspiration. I wrote another one, I published, and then finally I got the inspiration, and I continued and finished it quick. That's true. But I had problems continuing. It was the only novel that happened. And with the title, I didn't know what to put. I didn't know. I couldn't figure out a title that made me feel happy. So I say, okay, anything can happen in the New York Skies. The story is in New York. It's a cop roaming the streets of New York. Well, Under New York Skies. And
Yeah.
then the subtitle is Blame It on the Coffee, because it all starts with the damn coffee.
Now, what parts of New York did you write about?
Usually Manhattan, Brooklyn, around there. Well, he's actually in Manhattan, but I just check the internet because I don't know much when I see movies and what I figure out in the internet. So on the map too.
Have you visited the United States before?
No. And I do feel my soul, I say my soul is from United States. That's not normal what I'm feeling for United States and what I'm doing here. But anyway, I've always felt United States deep inside me. And I don't know why.
United States is where your soul is at. It sounds like you said.
Yes.
Yes. So when are you coming?
No, when I have money, because it's quite expensive. I wish.
So if you would go, you want to live there forever.
I wish I could. My only problem is money, but yeah, that's a dream come true if I go. Yes, it would be horrible to have to come back. Oh no, I wouldn't come back. I am not very comfortable.
Even to visit you, it's too much.
Even to visit, it's too much, and I feel very sad to come back. Even if it's visit, I don't want to visit. I want to stay. I want to visit, and let's see if someone says you can stay this way. Okay, but yeah.
Do you have any relatives in the United States?
No, nothing. I've got nothing with United States. That's a problem. Only my soul. Just want to go there. I say, well, I'm sorry, not until we can.
Are your other books related to the United States?
Yes, of course. New York is the city where they all end up. They start in other places sometimes, and they all end up another place, another country, another state, or another lifetime, but they all end up in New York.
How did you learn more about the United States? You said through movies, television, what else?
Internet, and that's it. I was always, I'm telling you, my soul is always being connected to the States. And I still can't tell you why. I've got no connection at all, no relatives, no family, nothing with United States. And I've always felt, so I do feel there's something missing in my life. And it's that, going to the United States and staying there. I feel American, I don't know why.
Oh my. Okay. This is very interesting. Do the voices in your head say come to the United States?
Yes, they continuously.
So at one point you are going to go to the US.
Yes. I don't know when. When I sell a lot of novels and become rich, I can go.
Well, who do you think you pattern your writing after?
Sorry?
What author do you think you pattern your writing after?
I don't know. I don't have a specific author. Depends. I like several types. I usually like action novels, action movies, of course, but I don't have a specific one. It all depends. I like science fiction. Not more. I used to like science fiction. Now I like more what people call science fiction, but I don't consider science fiction. Okay, UFOs and all that, and other things, of course. As long as they're exciting, I like them. They must have something, some action.
All right.
But
So
no,
what kind of
not,
action movies are your favorite?
yeah, police, FBI, I don't know, space movies too, any type, even westerns, old westerns, I like watching too. And
Why don't you,
romance
you
as
know,
long
you
as,
write a romance Western. Maybe you'll get, that'll
oh,
be a big one.
I do have another one. It's called Destiny, and it's not Western, but there is a connection with Native Americans.
All right. Well, you got
So
to
I
write
always have,
it. So I guess the next book in your works has to be a romance Western.
I don't know, probably it could be, but I like them contemporary, usually from, modern, although they do have connection with, like I say, Destiny has that with Native American culture. It's a mix. I always like to
Where do you
put
think
them.
most of your readers come from? What country?
No idea. Of course, I write. I'm in Spain, and I write thinking, trying to think as a Spaniard. I'm more English speaker, but anyway, and I don't know, but it's always I put English names, well, American names, English names, doesn't matter, or anything except Spain. There's nothing of Spain, nothing at all, in none of them. So the Spaniards maybe want something about Madrid, but I'm sorry about that. They like it. Good.
It's surprising that you ended up in Spain
Yeah, very
from South
surprising.
Africa. Why?
Because my parents, I was just barely 18. I still, I had like 2 months to turn 18. Of course, I was underage. They came to Spain because South Africa was beginning, to revolt a little. So, and I had to come with them. And then from here, things didn't work out. So I was stuck. It's like it was in a black hole. But anyway, and since then, I'm here. There was no way out. I couldn't figure a way out when I was over age. And jobs were scarce and things were quite difficult for me here. Now I'm
Oh.
retired, now I have all the time in the world and no money. Good.
Well, you have to figure out a way to get to the United States. I'll keep
Of
saying that.
course, I want to go there and never come back. Oh, on holidays, okay. But yeah, I
All
feel I
right.
belong there.
So, do you have favorite authors you read?
No, I don't have a favorite. There is one Spaniard, strange, but there is one because he writes all these mysterious about aliens and things like that, real life thing, not science fiction. And it's quite interesting. I've got lots of books of him, but no, not really. I don't have a favorite. I used to, Isaac Asimov's too, long ago, but not a favorite. It all depends about the novel, what's it about, and it sounds interesting. I read almost anything. I like also this about life beyond, after death, and so on, and that type of thing too.
All right.
Serious.
All right. So, what do you want your readers to learn most? What do you want them to learn or know from your book?
It's actually love, universal love, not only love between a man and a woman, but this universal friendship, love. It's like all my novels have this destiny driven or meant to be love story. It's all like a meant to be. Whether you like it or not, you're going to just bump into your soulmate, we could say. All of them have something of that. That's what I mean. We have our soulmate somewhere out there, and we'll find it. We'll find him or her, or not, if we don't have to meet one. I think we all do have one, but anyway,
All
I
right. Well,
don't have my soulmate. I have a mate, but I don't think it's my soulmate.
And what do you think defines a soulmate?
I don't know. I say it's all predestined. Well, not always, but I do believe in this predestination thing. That's what my novels actually try to, that's the message. I'm trying to connect apart from universal love. We all have to love each other, etc., etc. But it's an everyday life. So there are action, there are bad things, good things, a little of everything in general. But I call it a romance because that's the main point of my novels. Romance, love, friendship.
Wonderful. All right. Best place people can find you, Connie.
You mean
Pick up your book on Amazon, but where else can people find you?
Yes, in my on my.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, no, I have a website. Yes.
What is it?
It's called conniesheroes.com.
All right.
conniesheroes.com. They are my heroes. But
all right, Connie. Thank you again. Thank you again for spending the time with me all the way in Spain, and I appreciate coming on the Neil Haley Show.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been really a pleasure.
All right, you're welcome. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley